Every relationship, whether it's friendship or family, carries within it a sacred purpose and a bond not only in terms of emotions, but also in terms of ethics. However, in this life, we sometimes have to face challenges that make us wonder, is this relationship still worth holding on to? Relationships can swiftly shift, from moments brimming with happiness to endless feelings of loneliness. Standing at the threshold of choice, you're not only deciding whether to continue or not, but you also need to deeply contemplate the true value that the other person brings to your life. Let's explore 10 signs that indicate it's time for you to end all relationships, whether they're with loved ones or friends. This video will guide you in reassessing your relationships from the perspective of Stoic philosophy, helping you make wise decisions based on strict and important criteria such as: does this person add value to your life? How long have you been together? And what challenges have you overcome together? By questioning and reflecting on your behavior in the relationship, we also help you understand more about what makes a relationship worth preserving and ways to reignite once passionate feelings. Prepare yourself mentally to face difficult questions, because sometimes the end itself is the beginning of something better. Sign number 1. Negative emotions with Stoic wisdom. We often face negative emotions arising from relationships, whether they be with family or friends. Stoic philosophy not only teaches us how to accept challenges, but also guides us on how to use our intelligence to navigate through these emotional storms calmly and effectively. Recognizing negative emotions as not the enemy, but as signs that something in our lives needs reconsideration is crucial. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This statement echoes the truth that we cannot fully control every event happening around us, but we can control how we react to them. When a relationship consistently causes pain, anger, or disappointment, it's important to ask, does this relationship truly support my personal growth and maintain peace of mind? If the answer is no, it may be time to consider freeing oneself from these harmful constraints. Part of embracing Stoic philosophy is learning to let go without feeling regret or guilt. However, this doesn't mean we should abruptly cut off all ties or emotions. Instead, ensure that deep understanding and careful reflection on the situation leads to accurate and sustainable decisions. Sometimes, ending a relationship can be an act of love for oneself and a respect for personal truth. The key to resolving and making decisions in complex relationships is self-awareness. Only when we understand what is truly needed and deserving can we create positive and sustainable changes in our lives and relationships. Sign number 2. Identifying harmful relationship dynamics. If we take the time to reflect on the health of the relationships around us, including romantic partners, parents, siblings, friends, and colleagues, we may discover that not all relationships are as healthy as we once thought. Some of them may have developed beyond our expectations, but are causing continuous negative impacts on us. Recognizing harmful relationships is an important first step in safeguarding inner peace and the mental independence that Stoic philosophy values. Stoic philosophers like Epictetus once said, "Some things are in our control and others not." This underscores the importance of self-control in all social interactions, especially in the relationships we engage in regularly. When a relationship begins to show signs of control and manipulation, it not only restricts personal freedom, but can also lead to an unhealthy dependency, where one feels they cannot exist independently outside of that relationship. For example, consider the case of Anna, a young woman working in a dynamic office environment. She is frequently subjected to harsh criticism from her boss without clear reasons, and constantly feels belittled. Over time, Anna begins to doubt her worth and capabilities. This is a classic example of how power and manipulation can be used to control and harm others, resulting in an imbalanced and unhealthy relationship. In this context, Stoic principles encourage us to be vigilant and observant. We should always question whether this relationship is nurturing our personal growth and understanding of ourselves, or if it's merely weighing down our souls and draining our energy. By becoming aware of harmful dynamics in relationships, we will have the courage to set boundaries or end that relationship and protect our inner peace and personal freedom. Now, I'd love to hear your thought. Please share in the comments section about your personal experiences with harmful relationships and how you've applied Stoic philosophy to improve the situation. Do you have any advice you'd like to share with our community? Feel free to leave your comments below. Have you ever felt stuck in a relationship and didn't know how to get out? Or have you realized that despite your efforts, the relationship still doesn't bring you growth or happiness? And when do we know it's time to say goodbye to seek tranquility and progress for ourselves? Let's explore sign number 3 together, with the necessary emphasis on reassessing relationships to seek personal development. Sign number 3, reality versus illusions in relationships. Although we live in the 21st century, the century of technology and globalization, many of us are still immersed in illusions. This is mainly due to misconceptions between belief, hope, and illusion. Therefore, in everyday life, in work, or love, family, when we cannot differentiate these social psychological concepts, conflicts, contradictions, and disappointments with ourselves and the social relationships around us are likely to occur. The Stoic philosophers taught that a profound understanding of the true nature of all things is the key to liberating oneself from unnecessary suffering and maintaining inner freedom. This approach is extremely important when considering the difference between reality and illusion in relationships. The story of Anna and Tom is a clear example of this. Anna and Tom began their relationship with many hopes and dreams. Initially, Anna felt as though she had found the ideal life partner who loved her for who she truly was. However, over time, she began to notice signs of contradiction. Tom seemed to only value her when she met the idealized image he had drawn in his mind. A perfect woman who never made mistakes and always understood him. When Anna couldn't always be perfect like that, Tom became cold and sometimes critical. She felt she wasn't loved for who she truly was, but only for what Tom imagined she should be. This painful realization led Anna to decide that she couldn't continue to live in a relationship based on illusions. She chose to end the relationship in search of truth and peace, where she could be loved for herself. We know that God does not directly intervene in our circumstances or minds, but rather through the teachings and moral principles He left behind. This presence guides us to seek truth, encourages us to develop emotional independence, and helps us define our path in life. Finally, please reflect on the following question. Have you ever recognized an illusion in your relationship, and how did it affect your decision to continue or end that relationship? This self-awareness is not only the first step in discovering the truth, but also the first step towards true freedom. Sign number 4, recognizing growth, stifling relationships. A healthy relationship should inspire and nurture personal growth, rather than become a barrier to an individual's progress. Relationships that impede development often manifest through signs such as imbalanced dependency, constant emotional pressure, or lack of support in important personal activities. These relationships inadvertently become sources of insecurity and hinder our ability to pursue and achieve personal goals. Consider the example of Marco, a talented graphic designer who felt his career was stifled in his relationship with his close friend James. Every time Marco presented a fresh idea for an upcoming project, James would typically react with negative comments, stating that the idea was unthinkable or too risky. Although James may seem to be expressing concern for Marco, his words hinder Marco from exploring his potential, leading Marco to miss out on many crucial opportunities for career advancement and showcasing his unique creativity. Stoic philosopher Epictetus once advised, "If a person gave away your body to some passerby, you'd be furious. Yet you hand over your mind to anyone who comes along, so they may abuse you, leaving it disturbed and troubled. Have you no shame in that?" This advice emphasizes personal freedom and encourages us to relinquish relationships that dominate or restrict our ability to make our own decisions. This freedom not only liberates us from unnecessary constraints, but also opens up space for personal development. To recognize a relationship that impedes your development, ask yourself whether you feel encouraged to pursue personal goals, or whether you always feel restrained. If a relationship makes you feel more limited than encouraged, it may be time for reconsideration. Ending a relationship that no longer serves your personal growth is not only a self-protective action, but also an important step towards exercising your autonomy in the spirit of Stoic philosophy. Sometimes we wander into dark alleys where words become burdensome and actions lack empathy. Stoicism teaches us that amidst conflict and discord, peace lies in recognizing when to proceed and when to pause. Next, we will explore facing abuse and failed communication, situations that challenge the patience and innermost resilience of humanity. Sign number 5. Addressing abuse and failed communication. In any relationship, whether it's friendship or family ties, abuse and failed communication not only damage mental health, but also hinder personal development. According to Stoic philosophy, it's important to recognize signs of abuse, whether mental, emotional, or physical, and communication breakdowns that cannot be repaired. Resilience doesn't mean enduring. It means the ability to recognize and let go of things that don't serve our highest good and ethics. The philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When a relationship is filled with abuse and lacks healthy communication, it challenges the core principles Stoicism upholds: self-control, tranquility, and dignity. This leads to an important question we all need to ask ourselves. Am I in a relationship where I no longer control my emotions and behaviors? Facing abuse and failed communication is not only the first step in self-protection, but also a crucial step in seeking peace and breaking free from harmful constraints. Ending a relationship when our core values are no longer respected is a wise, albeit difficult, decision necessary for achieving peace of mind and personal growth. By separating ourselves from negative influences, we not only respect ourselves, but also lay a solid foundation for self-respect from others and healthy relationships in the future. Each of us has the right to live free from abuse, respect, and love. When communication fails, be strong enough to find the right path, even if it means letting go of a toxic relationship. Remember, choosing to overlook abuse and poor communication is not just a decision for your freedom, but also an important step to ensure the quality of your life is not affected by the relationships around you. We've come halfway in the journey of discovering signs indicating when to end a relationship. Thank you all for accompanying and listening to the sharing up to this point. To not miss out on further insightful analyses, please like and share this video. Now, let's move on to the 6th sign. Let's consider how these relationships may harbor hidden risks and how to identify them. Sign number 6. The dangers of manipulation and control. Have you ever felt like you were being controlled and didn't know how to break free? This is an important question we need to ask ourselves. Recognizing and ending harmful relationships is the first step not only to regain autonomy, but also to rediscover ourselves and our values in life. Stoic philosophers advise that freeing ourselves from these mental chains is the only way to move forward and achieve true peace. However, In relationships where manipulation and control are prominent, maintaining that composure is severely threatened. The dangers of manipulation and control serves as a warning not only about the loss of personal freedom, but also as a reminder of the deep soul wounds that can occur. Manipulation and control in relationships may not be evident at first, but gradually these behaviors mutate from initially sweet words to unjust demands and dominance in every aspect of life. For example, imagine you have a close friend named Alex. Initially, Alex is always there for you, offering advice and support in important decisions. You feel reassured to have such a friend. However, over time, Alex begins to demand that you consult him before every decision, even trivial matters like buying a new shirt or choosing a coffee shop to meet friends. Initially seen as care, Alex becomes increasingly demanding and upset if you don't comply. Alex starts complaining that you don't appreciate what he does for you and demands you report every personal activity. Over time, you realize you no longer have control over your own life. From a supportive friend, Alex has become a controlling force that leaves you feeling exhausted and deprived of freedom. You begin to feel confined within a relationship you once trusted and cherished. This gradual loss of personal freedom not only affects confidence, but can also lead to mental health issues such as anxiety and depression. Stoic philosophy teaches us that whenever we feel we no longer have control over our lives, it's time to reassess that relationship. Share your thoughts. Have you ever experienced a relationship where you felt manipulated or controlled? How did you handle the situation? Your stories and experiences will help our community understand the importance of preserving personal freedom and independence in relationships. Respecting each other, a seemingly simple concept yet profoundly difficult to grasp. But what happens without this respect? Can we call that a healthy relationship? Or is it just a mental burden we try to hold on to for the sake of familiarity? And precisely, what does respect in a relationship demand from us? Let's explore the core elements of mutual respect necessary for building and sustaining healthy, enduring relationships according to Stoic philosophy. Sign number 7. Seeking tranquility in connections. The need to seek peace in relationships seems more urgent than ever. According to Stoic philosophy, peace is not something we stumble upon. Rather, it is the result of conscious choices and wise emotional management. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This statement emphasizes that true peace comes from controlling our thoughts and emotions, not from acceptance or dependence on others. Peace in relationships is not just the absence of conflict, but the presence of understanding and acceptance. However, not all relationships contribute to this peace. Sometimes, we need to recognize when a relationship has become toxic, hindering personal growth rather than supporting it. A healthy relationship must be built on a foundation of mutual respect, support, and shared values. When a relationship no longer provides these and only serves as a source of stress and unrest, it may be time to consider ending it. We often fear that ending a relationship may cause pain or loneliness, but Stoic philosophy teaches us that anything not essential to our peace and personal development is unnecessary to keep. By asking questions like, does my relationship truly contribute to your inner peace? We embark on a profound journey of self-discovery about the true value of relationships in our personal lives, and from there, we can make wise decisions about whether to continue or end a relationship. At that point, seeking peace becomes not just a desire, but a clear path, a part of the journey of self-development that each of us deserves to undergo. Sign number 8, the foundation of mutual respect. Mutual respect is the indispensable foundation for building a healthy and sustainable relationship. Respect is not just about acknowledging the existence of others or accepting differences in personality or viewpoints. It's also about recognizing and appreciating the values and qualities of others, based on a profound understanding that every individual in any relationship deserves to be treated with dignity and fairness. In the Bible, respect is seen as a noble virtue, as expressed in Romans chapter 12, verse 10. Be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. This is not merely a simple piece of advice, but a guideline for the way of life we should all aspire to. Humility and willingness to serve others, acknowledging that we are all part of a greater creation. An illustrative example of the lack of respect leading to negative consequences in a relationship is the story of Anna and Maria. Anna, a longtime friend, consistently dismissed Maria's opinions, believing she was always right and didn't need to listen to Maria's advice or feelings. Gradually, Maria felt belittled and disconnected from Anna, causing their relationship to become strained and eventually broken. This highlights the importance of listening to and understanding each other in every interaction, especially in close relationships. Without respect, relationships lack genuine and deep connections, leading to loneliness and isolation. This also teaches us that whenever respect is no longer maintained, we need to reassess the value and health of that relationship. Respect is not just a part of morality, but also a crucial factor for personal development and harmony in any relationship, from family to friends. Sign number 9, the non-negotiables, values and reciprocity. In every relationship, from family to friends, adhering to values and demanding fairness is necessary to maintain a healthy and sustainable bond. However, when these values are no longer shared, or when reciprocity becomes one-sided, it may be time to reconsider that relationship. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "But a man's true greatness lies in the consciousness of an honest purpose in life, founded on a just estimate of himself and everything else, on frequent self-examination. Through this, We see that a healthy relationship is not just about what we receive, but also about what we are willing to give voluntarily and selflessly. When a relationship lacks this balance, it not only diminishes our self-worth, but can also rob us of inner peace and contentment. In the Bible, maintaining values and demanding justice are also emphasized. As the Lord teaches, "Do to others whatever you would like them to do to you." This also reflects the principle of reciprocity, an essential element in any relationship. If we do not find this reciprocity, do we have any reason to sustain that relationship? The question each of us needs to ask ourselves is, am I in a relationship where both parties truly respect and reciprocate the values we cherish? If the answer is no, it may be time to reconsider that relationship. Thus, ending a relationship may not only be an act of self-protection, but also an expression of honesty with the values we uphold. Every decision to part ways, however difficult, is a firm step toward truth, fairness, and inner peace. We are often bound by emotions and relationships, leading to an imbalanced and unhappy life. However, autonomy and independence encourage us to develop emotional independence. This not only helps us deal with challenges more calmly, but also helps us shape and maintain healthy relationships based on mutual respect and not relying on external approval. Sign number 10. The importance of emotional independence in Stoic philosophy. Independence in emotions, as emphasized by Stoic philosophers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, is the ability to keep one's own emotions unaffected by the actions or attitudes of others. This enables an individual not only to maintain composure in the face of adversity, but also to be autonomous in shaping their reactions. A prime example of the importance of emotional independence can be seen in Emily's story, who spent years trying to please her mother. Every time her mother expressed dissatisfaction or criticism, Emily felt deeply hurt, affecting both her career and social relationships. As Emily began to study Stoic philosophy, she learned how to observe and accept her emotions without letting them dictate her actions. She realized that no one could make her feel bad without her consent. This shift not only helped her free herself from emotional dependency, but also brought peace and freedom into her life. Emotional independence also serves as a shield against harmful dependency. In relationships, if one becomes too reliant on the emotions of others to determine their self-worth, they are vulnerable to being hurt and manipulated. Stoic philosophy teaches us that individuals must cultivate emotional resilience, where they can stand firm against the storms of life without needing approval or support from others. Under the flame of Stoic philosophy, we are reminded that peace and steadfastness of the soul do not come from external sources, but from our integrity and determination in choosing our relationships. Breaking free from unhealthy constraints is a necessary step to achieve true freedom and happiness. As we conclude today's video, what is the most impressive lesson from Stoic that you take away from this video? Please comment on your insights. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video if you find it helpful. Hit subscribe to not miss any videos from us. Continue to watch the next videos displayed at the end of today's video, and continue your journey of personal development through Stoic philosophy. Thank you for your time, and see you in the next videos.